Same goes with Facebook. They're a private company. Okay, so be it. When we challenged 230, which we did back on December 22nd, for years people have been talking about challenging 230. I'm bored by that. We challenged 230. Crickets. Facebook, maybe they're private. But when you start, through your CEO, granting hundreds of millions of dollars through nonprofit companies directly into the coffers of municipalities and other government jurisdictions like counties or who's ever running the election, and you tie that grant money to the election, which included the placement of ballot drop boxes for ballots to be deposited, you become part of the election process. Particularly when, as a part of that, you start censoring people's speech that you disagree with under Section 230, comparing their political speech to lewd pornography. That's what Section 230 is there to prevent. If people post pictures of themselves and before it can be taken down, you offend someone, well, the company can't be sued. They've got 230 protection. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, that's the whole point. Laws typically do make sense. But when you compare lewd, obscene, obviously violent content to political speech, when your company and your CEO, through your hundreds of millions, are funding elections through nonprofit organizations, you become a state actor. That's what this country is all about. If you start interacting with the government, you could look at Twitter, for example. You could think about suing Twitter for censorship. Maybe they are interacting with the election, but I don't see it. I don't see executives of Twitter giving hundreds of millions of dollars to local municipalities to help them run their elections. If they did, maybe Twitter would be a state actor. But I don't see them doing that. I see, with all due respect, Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan doing that. I didn't make that up. That's not frivolous. That's not something we just allege. That's in the paper yesterday. That's in the paper today. That's been talked about on PBS. That's a well-known, undisputable fact that Mark Zuckerberg and his wife contributed hundreds of millions of dollars to nonprofits who then granted that money to municipalities to help them run safe elections. Maybe they didn't do anything wrong. Maybe they didn't violate the Constitution, only putting ballot drop boxes in some communities. Maybe that's fair, but it's still state action.